Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. My project this week is a wee gift box that I'm making for my two grandsons. It is one of the grandsons' birthdays, but the other wee one is younger and always gets a wee treat as well. So I'm making two of these, but I made this out of retired DSP, but I think it's too flimsy and I don't like it. I had to support it with the band of white, which I don't like doing either. So the next one I'm making out of card, and I'm putting the lovely design paper down the front and the back. So hopefully the card will be much sturdier and a better present, because it holds 2, 4, 6 of these wee mini bars of chocolate. These are out of Lidl. They're lovely wee chocolates. The youngsters love them and they're perfect. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a box, and I can get 2 for 6 into there. So that's perfect. So it's pretty easy to do. I'm sure maybe you've made a version of them already. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm making it out of Whisper White, and I'm using the new in colour Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to use the wood effect. This is for the older boy, and I think he'll appreciate it. I have went ahead and prepared the circles. So I'm using a lovely wee stamp set called Warm Hugs, and I've just used this one here. It is really a Christmassy set and for wee drinks and stuff, but this is just perfect for any kind of a wee gift at all, and you can decorate it accordingly as it's for the birthday. I'm just putting their name inside. So I have stamped that twice, and I've taken the inner circle and raised it up as well. So I've made it into a really good wee layering section. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, 5 layers counting his name, and I've typed his name up using Make a Difference set, which is a great set to have. And it's been here a couple of years, so if you're fancying that, get it now, because I have a funny feeling it might disappear with the new catalogue next year, you know. I'm going to tie it up rather than the white. I'm just going to go with the matching ribbon. I know it'll not show up as much, but he is an older. He's going to be 7, and he's getting to that funny age, you know. So that's what I'm using. So as I say, I have that prepared, so you do your own decoration of whatever suits you. You need to start off, you need a piece of card 10 inches long by 5 1/4 wide, and we need to do a bit of scoring just to get everything going. So on the 10-inch side, we'll start with the 10-inch side. You need to score it at 3 inches, 4 1/2 inches, 5 1/2 inches, and 7 inches. And then just spin it round and score it at 1/2 inch right the way down, and then go to 1 1/2, and didn't quite make it there. Next one, it's bad light on you, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it okay, won't you? Where's it this light? That's annoying me. I'm gonna try it. No, it's no better, sure it's not. So you'll just have to take my word for it. 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 3 3/4, and 4 3/4. Now I'm going to use my smaller. I'm doing a wee bit of scoring, but I'm going to use my smaller scoreboard. Just maybe, hopefully you'll see it better. There's wee parts of this that I want to score to add decoration. The 2 wee parts that cross over here and make a lovely wee finish, but you can't really appreciate it because it's in DSP, so I'm going to do it with this. And the ones that we want to score are the 3-inch one will be here, and then this one, and this wee section here is going to be used. I'm going to cut part of it away, but I'm going to score it anyway. And I'm just using every section on that wee scoreboard from the start right up to this line here. That is the center package of the, and you'll see why I want to do it when it's all built up. It will just add that lovely wee bit of definition, just to attract the eye a bit better, make it more chunky. So the next section I want to do would be this one. This is going to be your base, so I'm just going to go along in between those 2 sections there's a line here, and then you have this 2.5 inches, I think it is, and then another line and another line. So just do it in that wide section, but it's just where the base is going to be. Now, as I say, you don't have to do this. If you want to go ahead, if you're using DSP or you're using fully embossed, you can emboss the whole sheet of card if you fancy. But as I'm adding some DSP, I don't need to. So we'll do that, and then we'll need to do this section. I'm actually going to just flip it over maybe. I know they'll be on opposites, but it'll still look fine. So just do the exact same on the opposite side. Now, we need to do it on these two as well. So it's just you're leaving that wee gap in the middle, you're doing that one, and then you're doing this one. So again, just through them all. So I can follow these lines without messing it up. And that is all the embossing we're going to be doing. So keep a wee folder, and we'll need to cut away parts now. So I have my wee template here, and I'm just going to keep a good eye on it. Where's my scissors? So I'm hoping you can see that I am sort of in my own shadow tonight. You can see a bit of it, and you can see all the shapes. If I set this out, you'll actually see the pattern that I've used. So this one is going to be well, can we say we'll cut away this all together. The only part we're leaving, this extra bit, is out here. This, see the center, you need that longer tail there. So you can cut in and then straight up to the top. I'll just cut that wee 1/2 inch one away. And the same at this side. And then we're going to cut these ones like so. You can see we're cutting from this point up to this point, and then we're cutting that away. So you can just cut directly up so that you get a good straight cut, and go to your point where you started your embossing and cut up to that point, and that gives you that nice wee shape. Same with this side, cut this right up, and then go from your point of the score line there, oops, right up to that point. Just make sure you get into your corners and they're nice and neat. Same on this side, we're going to take the 1/2 inch away up to the center part. We just needed that extra width for the two sides, so that's why we can afford to cut this away. Hoping this is making sense to you. Cut up here. Now, that leaves us with that, so we're ready to do this one. Oh my goodness, shouldn't have done that, sure shouldn't. Make sure you cut right up to your points. Don't rip it out like me. Crazy woman. So we're left with both that. We don't actually need that wee fold mark, so you can score that out. It was just for convenience and nothing else. So just give it a wee rub down to get it away again. Get rid of some rubbish here. Now, where are we now? We need to cut this section away, but we're only cutting down to about halfway down there. So you want to cut it right the way down to where you started your wee design, and then cut a bit of it away. Same at this side. The whole way down to the score line, but only cut part of it away. It doesn't have to be exact. You can trim it off as you go inside and realize you need more or less or whatever. Again. So this is what you're left with. As you can see, the main basics here. So we're going to do a wee bit of scoring now. Just anything that has a score line on it, now's the time to score it up. We don't really need that one scored, so you can rub it out. These was all just to make it easier to be able to do your cutting away sections. It's going to get covered in DSP anyway, but just don't bother creasing it. So do your side ones, leave the long ones, do your center ones, of course. That's going to be your base. So you do need to score it. Where are we now? Just this one. Oh, I might trim that away as a wee bit bulky there. So if you're happy enough, that's your scoring done, and we can now add our bit of DSP, but I do want to use the corner punch for these. So we're just doing the corners of the two long ends. And you do need to do it on your DSP as well. So choose one corner, top or bottom, whichever, so that it will sit in nicely and look the same. Same with the other one. I'm using the wood grain effect for this one. I thought it was a bit nice and boyish looking, and a nice denim-y sort of colour. So can I put these on? And I'm just going to use, what am I going to use? I need to open and get another glue. I should have shares in this glue because I use so much of it. So just glue those up, pop them on, making sure they're nice and central. Same with the other side. Now we want to mark 2 holes with your pencil. And where would my pencil be? Here it is. Pop it into your scoreboard. I'm popping up between 2 and 3, so you get a hole about here and a hole about here. And I have an old hole punch I have from years ago. I'm actually going to go down a wee tiny bit, maybe so that the hole punch is just hitting the top of that pencil. Okay, so you want to be able to do both the same. So either hold it together, get a wee peg, hold those two, but they're perfectly lined up. Or you can mark it with a pencil, or you can just go straight through. And that's that done. Now we're going to form our box now. That is your base. These are, oh, I got to fold these down, didn't I? Fold those down so they line up nice and straight on both sides. Line them up so they're nicely running along that line. Same with this side. Now if you need to trim these off when you try to put them in and you find they're just pushing too much, just give them a wee trim. So you're going to have this one up first. Then we're going to slide this one up so that it covers it, and that's going to fold in. And if you feel it's pushing it out or not going in nicely, now's the time to change it. And if you're happy enough with it, put a wee dab, just a wee dab, nothing too drastic. The fold does hold it, but I'm putting heavy chocolate in there. I want it to hold it completely. Do the same, check before you stick it. It's not folded either. Make sure you do all your folds. So that goes on the outside, and as you can see, that forms that lovely difference. You have the plain one and then two lovely stripes of embossing. Now just check it. If that's holding nicely, it's not catching anywhere, then you're happy enough to put a bit of glue on it. Go ahead. Bring it back up and fold it in. And that gives you a lovely wee neat section there. I'm going to pop a wee peg in there until I've finished. So this side will be the same. The plain one up first. Come with one of your sides over and fold that in. If it feels secure and happy and it's all taken nicely, put your glue on. Now bring your other one in. Fold it back. If everything's, again, happy, folding nicely, take it out and put your glue on. Doesn't want to come out, that one. And that should just hold it all nicely in place for you. So we'll get our bars of chocolate. And as I say, you can fit 6 bars in these. So I'm just lining them up 2, 2 and 2. And there's a wee bit of room actually left here. If you wanted to add an extra one, you could actually get it in. But if you're using different types of chocolate, just go for something. They're like the wee, what do you call it, Kinder bars, you know, the wee tiny Kinder bars. They're onto that, that's the look of them. So this is going to be held together, and you can see if you turn that round, I'm going to have both blues showing out, which gives it a nice wee finish, or change it to white, whichever you like yourself. So there's 2 left, and as I say, you can sneak one in there if you want to add extra. I'm going to thread this through, decide which one you want to your front, thread it through one hole, right through to the next one, and back in again. Get in there. Back in here. And just leave yourself enough to tie a knot, a bow, whatever you want yourself. Just tie it up and then chop it off. That's about even. So that's the lovely cotton thread or ribbon that matches the papers. So now I want to decorate the front, and as I say, I have gone ahead. That's a 1 3/4 inch circle. I don't think you can get that anymore, but it seems to fit in there nicely. So I'm just putting it on flat because of the other ones layered up so much. And it just fits just sort of in between your wee markings there. And so if you haven't got that punch, use your layering circles if you have those. or whatever you're going to use to decorate, go ahead. So I have one of those, 1.5 inch. I have a 1 3/8 inch, I think, in the silver. And then this one, I just hand cut it out. I didn't buy, there is a bundle, I think, that goes with this. I didn't buy it. I just was happy enough to cut round it. I stamped it twice, cut round the inner one, so out of the other one, so that I could layer it up, and I stamped his name using that lovely set, same with Tom. So I'm actually going to add this one with dimensionals, because I do like a wee bit of height. And that is me finished. 2 nice packages, and I would hate to leave the other wee boy out and give him nothing. So when he's a bit older maybe, but in the meantime they'll both get one. So you can see that one's a wee bit more grown up looking, so you could do that for Christmas or anything for those wee bars, and that's a good wee heavy weight, and it does definitely works better in the card and then decorate with the paper. So I'm glad I tried it that way so that I could let you know that. So I'll have all the measurements down below, and anything that I used I'll have it down below too. So thanks for watching now, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.